everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alyssa Cotten here. Day 20, we're here, we're almost at the 3-week mark. So today we're gonna talk all about trauma and how trauma kind of interferes with our day-to-day lives and how we can kind of move forward with a path of healing. So let's get started. So trauma is anything that happens to us that's not in our consent, anything that hinders our sense of safety, and the list can go on and on of things that are traumatizing to us and things that we can experience that can cause us to have trauma. So essentially trauma is unresolved, unprocessed, unhealed memories from our past that are coming forward in our present day, and this can manifest in so many ways. This can look like nightmares, flashbacks, a sense of unsafety, not feeling safe in any environment, not trusting others, and so the list can keep going on and on of what kind of symptoms are as a result of trauma. And we as humans experience trauma in more than just one incident. So typically people that have a history of trauma, they might have had a single incident of trauma or other traumatic events. So sometimes we have complex trauma, which is layers of trauma on top of each other. So in the purpose for today's video is to really talk about, if you have experienced trauma, reminding yourself that you are not at fault. You might try to convince yourself that I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, or if this would have happened, or if that would have happened, you would have kind of start in this bargaining phase of bargaining if this was supposed to happen, right? The whole everything happens for a reason does not equal trauma, right? People are not supposed to be traumatized. That's why we have laws and rules against some of the things that can result in jail time. So also something I want you to recognize with trauma is that your trauma is unique to you. So you might have had a near-death experience, maybe a very traumatic car accident where you almost died. What happens is there tends to be this level of competition with trauma of people wanting to compete of who's more traumatized, or the opposite of, oh, my trauma is not as bad as your trauma, I'm gonna let you own this. And reminding yourself that trauma isn't something you can compare, and everyone's trauma is unique to them, and how their mind and body process trauma is unique to them. So it's not fair for you to say, oh, what I went through wasn't nearly as bad as what my friend went through or my family member went through. What you experienced is real, and if it feels uneasy and a sense of unsafety or traumatizing, then it is. And so there are so many avenues that you can reach out to kind of help support, navigate your trauma, recognize, is it trauma? What's going on? So often that our trauma can kind of look like other areas. It can look like anxiety, it can look like depression, it can even look like bipolar because of the high ups and downs with the shifts in mood. And so reminding yourself that I can seek services to explore my trauma. So there are plenty of professionals out there who specialize in treating trauma. I specialize in treating trauma. I took many courses in it, separate trainings in it. I've also been trained in different types of modalities to help heal trauma, especially unprocessed traumas. And so I want you to remind yourself that you are not alone and your trauma is real, and what happened to you was not okay, or it was not a result of you doing something wrong, like being in the wrong space at the wrong time. So reminding yourself that, so trauma is not your fault, but it is your burden to heal and kind of heal and process through that. So sometimes it can feel like a lot of burden to process the trauma, to heal that, to kind of navigate that, but remind yourself what happened to you out of your control. But what is in your control is to choose to heal and to work through that. So today's reflective question is, how has your past trauma influenced or impact your present day moment? Reminding yourself that a lot of times if we feel unsafe, our trauma kind of memories will come forward, our flashbacks will come forward. So the best thing we can do is create a sense of safety in our present moment, in our present day, to kind of help us heal and navigate through our past traumas and our past experiences. So the inspired action is set aside some time today and focus on things that you love about yourself. Some self-love qualities, whether that's writing a love letter to yourself or just writing some notes of all the positive qualities that you possess as a human, as a person, and reminding yourself that your trauma does not define you. So if you are experiencing flashbacks or symptoms as a result of your trauma, reminding yourself that you are not your trauma. There are so many amazing, wonderful qualities about you, and sometimes we just need a little prompt and a little push to acknowledge and recognize that we are worthy of love, we are worthy of healing. So create a list of all the reasons that you love yourself and all of your personal qualities. So that concludes today's video. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow when we've made it to the 3rd week of the 30-day journey. Awesome, everyone. Have a great day.